Hello, my friends. You are listening to the Shine at Work podcast, formerly known as Getting Off the Hamster Wheel. I'm your host, Karen Weeks. I'm a transformational career coach who helps career-oriented humans get unstuck and find and be successful in careers that bring them joy, fulfillment, and success. I believe you should actually love what you do, even on the bad days, that you can find a career that lights you up, because spoiler alert, it impacts how bright you shine in your whole life. Every week I talk to someone who felt stuck in their job and found a way to build a career that was right for them, because I know how that feels when your light is dim. I made a career change from theater to HR and now coaching, and at times in my life I've had to look inside to see what was important, what made me shine bright, and make adjustments along the way. It's possible. I did it, my guests did it, and I help others do it. I hope you walk away from each episode not just inspired, but with some actionable advice. And I hope you find it so valuable that you subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and tell your friends, because we all deserve to shine bright in our lives, specifically at work. Okay, let's jump into this week's episode. Before we jump into today's episode, I want to share 2 upcoming free workshops I'll be leading. Shine Bright in the New Year is a 90-minute immersive workshop where I will guide you to identify areas of your life and your career that you want to start making a plan to change. We all have places where we feel stuck in our lives. In this workshop, you will receive actionable advice and tools to identify where you feel stuck, why you feel stuck, and a roadmap to get unstuck to make 2022 your best year yet. Assuming it's safe, I'll be offering this workshop in person on Thursday, October 28th in Charlotte. Again, assuming it's safe, but we're going to plan for it. No matter what, I will also be offering this virtually on Thursday, November 4th. Both workshops will include time for live coaching and a discount code for future one-on-one coaching with me to continue the work. So whether you want to focus on a career transformation or another area of your life where you're feeling a little dim, this workshop will help you create an action plan to shine bright in the new year. To register for the events, you can go to my website, www.karendweeks.com/speaking to find more details, or you can just email me directly at karen@karendweeks.com or message me on any social platform, and I'll send you the registration link. Now, on to our regularly scheduled programming. Hello, my friends. How are you today? How are you enjoying the new season? I hope you're seeing the theme of shining bright at work and how that impacts all areas of your life. It's about finding the career that fits you and the life you want to lead, the kinds of companies, cultures, the roles, managers, everything that you want to be a part of, and the work that you find most fulfilling at this stage of your life. That's what this is all about. So I wanted to take this week to go deeper into the advice of our recent guests, to share even more actionable ways that you can follow their lead in your own career. So let's start with Lauren. She talked a lot about how it's important to first identify the kind of life you want to lead. What's important to you? What do you value? And then how does your career fit into that? How does it help you achieve those goals? You may not have thought about that before, so here are a couple leading questions to get you started. When you think about goals you have for your life in the long term, what are they? What is your bucket list, for example? For me, it's to have a home in a city that I love, a place to escape to in the country for some quiet, and a flexibility to focus on what's important to me more than I've had in previous times in my life. That's my health, my family, my friends, and a schedule that I have more control over versus always feeling tied to my phone or other people's needs 24/7. That's what's important to me now and over the next few years. That hasn't always been what's important, but that's how I picture my life now moving forward and things that I've unearthed about myself recently. Then when I think about my bucket list, it's getting to travel a lot more, even within the US to start with. I want to go to some national parks. I want to see other cities. I want to go see the Red Sox at different stadiums. Yes, I'm a Boston fan, always will be. It's in my heart and soul. You can't do anything about it. But those are things that are important in my life in the next 10 to 20 years, let's say. So when I think more about my career over the next 5 years, for example, I want to focus on getting the company where I'm the head of HR to an amazing place, build a world-class culture so that it can achieve the business outcomes I know we can get to and all want. Then that creates the security to be more free in the future. And of course, that leads to me building this coaching business, running my own business, and doing the work that I choose to do versus going to work internally for another company. But that's just me. What do you want your life to look like in the coming years? And how does your career help support that? And what is one messy action, as Lauren calls it, that you can take this month to start making that a reality? Next, we chatted with Angelica. And not by coincidence, her advice focused on figuring out what you want to do and why. Don't worry about experiences yet, just focus on what you like to do. People sometimes get stuck on this because they worry about if they have enough experience doing X job. Just take a step back and first focus on what you like doing in any part of your life. Maybe it's part of a hobby or volunteer work or something you did back in school. Do you like helping people, organizing projects, analyzing data, that kind of stuff? If you've listened to this podcast for a while, you'll know this story. But when I realized that theater and arts weren't for me, I tried to think about what I did like. I liked helping create a shared experience, bringing all the pieces together as a stage manager, and then helping actors with their careers when I worked for the agency. When I kind of reassessed what that could look like elsewhere, that's a lot of HR. So I found my career in HR. So write down a laundry list of things that you actually enjoy doing and why you enjoy doing them. You'll be amazed at what ends up on that list and what that list ends up telling you that you may not have gleaned until you actually saw it on paper. In the episode with Bo, we talked a lot about opportunity and raising your hand for projects that sound interesting or say yes to an assignment that may not have been on your radar. But you never know where those things may lead, including telling you something about yourself that you realize you may not want to do again. That's just as important. Knowing that I didn't want to work for a big company or a more conservative industry was key to my career. Getting a chance to move into a training role that was not specifically a career goal of mine literally changed my life and my career. So you never know. So taking Bo's advice, what is an opportunity that just came across your plate that you can say yes to? What is something that you saw that you hesitated to raise your hand for, and now you can go back and inquire about it? Stretch and push yourself outside of your comfort zone. That's where real growth and learning comes. Finally, last week we heard from my friend Tevis. First of all, isn't her energy just infectious? It's amazing. I love talking to her. Her message is all about loving what you do, finding the company, the role, the career that reflects your values and your fabulousness. But that takes a lot of self-reflection. I loved her final piece of advice about asking yourself powerful questions. Each Friday or whatever feels right to you, journal, reflect, meditate on what threw you off this week and what things delighted you. Notice those are not questions about what your roadblocks were or what wins you had. This is more about your energy, your soul, your broader brightness. You know I had to say something like that. Especially if you do this on a recurring cadence, you will start to see themes come through. Use those themes to help identify what lights you up and the kind of career and life that you want to have. Use those themes to build your confidence, to go after roles that leverage the skills and experiences that you want to have and links to your why. Use those themes to raise your hand for opportunities that will keep delighting you or at least have the potential. This is what I did 18 months ago as COVID was ravishing our world, as I was seeing so many people try to figure out their careers and their lives. I was finding myself more and more drawn to helping people, really helping them. That was what was bringing me joy. Whether that was helping my team at my company through hard times and knowing they had an ally, someone who cared, someone who wanted to keep them safe, or helping people one-on-one through expanding my coaching opportunities. On the hardest days, if I felt like I helped someone, it was worth getting through the day. So, what is the life you want to lead? What do you actually like to do? What experiences can you say yes to even if it's uncomfortable? What reflections can you share that drives future decisions? What lights you up? Because when you are not happy at work, you will not be fulfilled in life. You deserve to shine in work and in life. And I hope this podcast, and specifically this action-oriented episode with key things you can do from the advice of every single one of our guests, helps you find a path to shine your brightest. Thank you so much for listening to the Shine at Work podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review. Leaving a review just takes a few minutes and truly helps other people find the podcast. If you want to learn more about how I work with people to help them transform their careers and shine brightly in their lives, please visit KarenDWeeks.com and follow us on Instagram at KDW Coaching _careers or join our Facebook group with the same name. And thank you, as always, to Astronaut Go Home for our music. Until next time, remember that you can and deserve to shine at work.